Sing Street is an Irish musical comedy drama film and is written, directed and produced by John Carney. And before I begin, I'm just going to make it perfectly clear, this is perhaps one of the most personal reviews I will ever give. There is another personal review, but that's a review for another time. Anyway, getting into this film. For me, this film struck a chord with me instantly. Not only was I emotionally moved by this, but I was also personally moved by this, because this film is a great reminder of why I love film so much. Not only does this film have great writing, has a great director behind it, and just overall a great story, this film hit every single mark. Not only does this film have a good beginning, a great middle, and a fantastic ending, but this film also has great music. And the music they play in this film is a nice homage to that 80s culture, where bands like Duran Duran were the biggest thing in the world. I'm just going to give a brief description of the story. Basically, the film is about a young Irish boy whose life is basically in a bit of a shamble. Not only is his family life falling apart, not only has he moved to one of the most brutal and cold-hearted schools out there, and basically his life is a piece of shit. That is until the day he meets this beautiful girl and instantly falls in love with her. And wanting to win her love, he starts a band named Sing Street. And while there are songs from the 80s that are played throughout this film also contributes original songs which were written by John Carney. These songs are just so catchy and were also packed with emotion and power. And each song served its purpose to the story. And while there is comedy in this film, it's not overplayed. The comedy is in there, but it's not overplayed to the point that it becomes corny and cheesy. The comedy is just right, and it works perfectly. And there's also this other message that I just picked up immediately, and that's the message of brotherhood. Because while this boy is writing these songs, he is being given advice by his older brother and how it will help him establish his band. And I just like this relationship of the brotherhood, because while the young boy's family is a bit of a mess, the only person he can connect with is his older brother, as they both share their passion of music and what it means to them. And like I mentioned, this film moved me on levels I didn't know I had. Because not only is this emotionally packed, well written, has great characters, well directed, and overall has great music that is just perfect. I was glad I saw this film. To me, it feels like this film's going to get underappreciated. And if you want to know what I mean, there were only 3 showings for this film at my local cinema. That's how underappreciated this film will get. Personally, I can recommend this to 2 types of people. Basically for those who like musicals, and basically those who grew up in the 80s culture. Because a lot of the songs that were played in the 80s, I instantly recognized, and I just got into the mood of this film. And I like how that since this film is set in the 1980s, it still feels modern in 2016, and it doesn't lose that nostalgic factor of the 80s. So overall, I would absolutely recommend this film. If you love music, you will heavily enjoy this film, as it is moving, touching, and will tug at your heartstrings. And while the love story is the main story arc, the music is right at the front, and it makes sure you remember the music. So again, this film hits everything right. It hits every bullseye, including technical bullseyes. And I know this film came out months ago in other countries, but it just came out this week in Australia. However, if you're not into music, you probably won't have a great time with this film, as this film has a certain core audience in mind. And that basically is the audience who loves music. And while this film, I feel like, is targeted towards a teenage demographic, it's nostalgic enough for the older generation to like this film as well. And I have no problem giving this film a perfect 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel below. I'm NETX5, and thank you for watching.